Hi, faithful caregiver. So, this is like the third video I have done on activities because it is one of the most often asked questions on the platforms that I'm on. How can I keep my dementia loved one entertained? So, here are 10 more ways that you might be able to use to help entertain them or keep them occupied. Okay, the first thing, hand them a broom. As you're doing reverse care, you know they're going backwards in age, and most of them have throughout their life used a broom at one point or another, so they can probably still use a broom. Hand them a broom and let them go outside and sweep the porch or sidewalk if they're still mobile enough to do that, or even have them inside sweeping the kitchen. And if they whack something and break it, that's not my fault. Don't get back on here, please, and say that was a bad suggestion. But anyway, I think using a broom would be good, especially if they're outside because they can get some fresh air, and that's just healthy for them. Okay, the second thing is this: bake cookies with them. They love baking cookies, I am sure, and I'm sure they'll love the smell of them, and I'm sure they'll love eating them. And it doesn't have to be from scratch unless you just like doing that. You could go to Walmart or to one of these stores and get Tall House cookies that are bake and break. And all they have to do is break them apart and put them on a pan and bake them. And I know that would be fun for them. In fact, I'm going to just throw this little extra suggestion in here. Bake 2 dozen and then take a dozen of those cookies, put them on a pretty plate, and you and your loved one deliver them to somebody as a treat for them. And you know what? That's going to make your dementia loved one still feel like they have value and that they can help other people. So just keep that suggestion in mind also. Okay, the third thing is a manicure. My mom loved having a manicure, and I'm going to throw a picture up here of her when I took her one time to get her fingernails manicured. And it was just a lot of fun, and she just thoroughly enjoyed that. And I will say this, as you age, sometimes your fingernails will thicken and your toenails will thicken. So having a professional do it for you will make life easier for you. Plus, it will be fun for your loved one if you do that. Okay, the fourth thing, old photos. I saw a lady got a stack of old photos. She had them run off hard copy, and she gave those to her loved one, and she said that occupied her for a very long time. And you know, old photos are part of your heritage and your history. So if they still know who these people are in the photos, take the time to write down the names on the back of them, because once they are gone, that part of your family history is going to be gone too. So I always love the idea of doing something with old photos. Okay, the fifth thing is a YouTube music video. That way, your loved one's not just hearing the music, but they're actually seeing it played also, like on a guitar or whatever the instrument is. And I think that would be really fun for them to do. I saw a photo one time of a lady, and she was standing there just staring at it happening and just watching it. And so it just really kept her attention. So I think that's a really good idea to add to what can I do to keep my loved one occupied. Okay, the sixth thing, National Geographic on YouTube has got such a variety of different interesting things that your loved one might like to watch just for a change of pace from what they're watching, like birds or nature or weather or the Antarctica. They've just got so many things they could watch, so you might want to check out that channel. There's also a guy called Rick Steves, and he does like tours through Europe and different places. And the one that I watched, it was not fast-paced. So it's something I feel like your dementia loved one could keep up with if they were watching it. So that might be another one to check out on YouTube. Okay, the seventh thing, have your loved one read to you or you read to your loved one. I've got a video of my mom reading to me, and I absolutely treasure that video. And I wish I had had her do it more, and I wish I had videoed it more just to hear her voice. But if your loved one still has that ability, that is something really cool to do. And you know what? If they don't have that ability, then you just read to them something that would be of interest, or have the grandchildren read to them. And you just have to, play it by ear and see how it works, because all of these things are just dependent on what stage of dementia your loved one's in. But that would be something neat to do also with them. Okay, the eighth thing, water paint. You can go to a dollar store and get, well, they're $1.25 stores in my area now, but you can get a book, and it's a water paint book, and all you have to do is get a paintbrush, and the dementia loved one can just stick it in water, and they just paint on that page, and then the color comes out from just the water on it. So that's something that you could do to just sit them at the table while you're trying to get dinner ready, and it's not going to be a big, huge mess. Okay, the ninth and 10th thing kind of go hand in hand. The ninth one would be get a tackle box if your loved one used to like to go fishing. And then go to like Walmart. You don't have to go to an expensive place or an expensive store to get all the little things that would go in a tackle box. Or if they have a tackle box and it's hidden in the garage somewhere, then just get the stuff out of it. But if you want to just do it from scratch, just go to Walmart and get some things that would go in a tackle box. Take that tackle box home, the empty one, and put it in front of them, and take all these things that go into that tackle box and put them in a pile beside them and say, here, look what I got you. I've got you your own tackle box. And would you organize this, please? And let them organize it the way that they want to. And I think that that would be a lot of fun for them. And actually, it's something you could probably redo down the road, have them do it again and again. And again, let me put a disclaimer on here. You know your dementia loved one. Don't give them a fish hook if it's going to get stuck in their hand, because I don't want you getting back on here saying the fish hook wasn't a great idea either. So anyway, at your discretion, put in the tackle box what they need to have. Okay, the 10th thing that goes along with the tackle box is you've got the tackle box, so why don't you just go ahead and take them fishing? I'm sure there is a creek or a pond or an ocean somewhere near you that you can take your loved one fishing. Because in reverse care, if they did it as a child, they're probably still going to remember how to fish. The picture you see up on the screen is me as a child fishing, and I was probably 4 or 5. And yes, that's a stick that I have for a fishing pole, and a string, and a hook. And yes, we dug our own earthworms, and yes, I hooked my own earthworm myself. So anyway, it was a lot of fun then, and I know if you have a loved one that loved fishing their whole life, they would still enjoy that. Okay, those are the ideas for today. I hope that you've got some that you've not done yet and that you can use. God bless you. Thank you for taking care of your dementia loved one. Stay true. Bye.